halfway.
Testing
1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. You mean I'm too loud again?
Yeah.
And welcome everybody to University of Tampa Women's Basketball, Sunshine State Conference Basketball, as the Tampa Spartans get ready to take on the Florida Tech Panthers from the Bob Martinez Center on the campus of the University of Tampa. Hi everybody, Jack Ike along with two-time Hall of Famer DeCarlo DeVoe. He smiles every time I say 2 times. And Andre here as well as we get ready for a game between the high and the low, or the top and the bottom, depending on how you want to look at it. Tampa comes in number 1 in the Sunshine State Conference, 14-3 record on the year, 23-5 on the season. Florida Tech 1-16 in conference play, 3-19 overall on the season. So Tampa at the top, Florida Tech at the bottom. Tampa, though, needs to keep winning because they have just a 1-game lead over 2 other teams. We'll have our national anthem and then the starting lineups.
Now let's read these starting lineups for today's game. Florida Tech is with a record of 1-16 in the Sunshine State Conference, 3-19 overall. Starting guard, sophomore from Oslo, Norway, number 11, Lena Stranger Johannesson. Starting guard, a 5'10" senior from Patty, Sweden, number 20, Fanny Waller. Starting guard, 5'6" senior from Jacksonville, Florida.
Roney, 10.3 points a game. At the forward, number 12 is Aisti Vitakunate, averaging 9 points a game. And Michaela, but we're going to call her Kiki Daniels, at 4.1 points a game. The head coach, John Reynolds. The assistant coach is Ariel Wilson. For the Tampa Spartans, the traditional starting lineup starts with number 0, Kayla Bonilla. Bonilla is a senior transfer from Columbus, Georgia. Number 2 is Aaliyah Abney. Abney is a senior from Rochester, New York. Number 24 is Malia Sullivan, a junior from Bartow, Florida. In the middle is number 13, Dori Naj, and she is from Hungary by way of the University of Florida. And number 23, Michaela Wright Ponder, and she is from the Twin Cities of the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. And she is averaging 12.9 points a game. Michaela is actually from Bloomington, Minnesota. And she is a senior, actually a grad student this year. Spartans are coached by Tom Jesse. Assistant coach is Caitlin Mitrick. Spartans will be wearing white with red trim. The Panthers will be wearing the black uniforms with white numerals and lettering. Just a couple comparisons between the teams. Florida Tech averaging about 60 points a game, the Spartans 67. Spartans are a very good shooting team, 47% from the floor, 36% for Florida Tech. From the three-point line, they're about the same, both about 33.5%. Free throws, the Spartans are a 76% free throw shooting team. Off the opening tip, it's Kiki Daniels. Inside, Vadakanate. Outside to Daniels. To the corner to Paulin. Top of the key. Stranger Johannesson out of bounds. It'll stay Florida Tech ball.
I tell you this, Jack, as I often mention, this place is a great win, and it makes some teams seasons when they come here and get a victory. So UT definitely has to guard home court today and stay in front.
Long three on the way. Vita Kanate missing it, and the shortest player on the floor rips down the rebound.
There she is again. She really goes after the ball. She attacks the ball. She never waits for it to come.
Kayla Bonilla, just 5 feet tall.
Playing like she's 5'10".
Yep. Nudge. Looks to go inside. Skip past to Bonilla. Pump fake. Shot clock down to 5. Into right Ponder. Blocked. Goes out of bounds. Tampa ball 2 on the shot clock.
My guess is I think Aaliyah Abney is going to come off. Double single screen.
Throw hit from the baseline.
Yep.
Bonilla to inbound. There comes Abney. They were
switched.
Waiting for it. Outside to Sullivan. She's going to have to shoot. 3 on the way. Front of the rim, no good.
That was a very occasional 3 for her. She's deadly in the mid-range. It looked good.
Yeah.
Hey, just a little short.
Stranger Johannesson to the side to Roney. Vadakanate. Paulin looking to drive, does on Bonilla, pushes her out of the way a little bit. Shot won't go down, and Sullivan boards.
Yeah, she's somewhat cleared out with the left arm in Bonilla's chest, so hopefully they can bring attention to that the next time that matchup happens.
Abney kicks it out to right Ponder. Nudge, free throw line.
Nice fake.
Moves inside. Ball goes out of bounds, and they say off of Dory, and it will be Panther ball.
Yeah, from this angle, it sort of looked like a foul. I didn't see what the refs saw, but nevertheless, it's Florida Tech ball.
Roney across the timeline to Paulin. Top of the key, Stranger Johannesson. Inside, Vadakanate, nowhere to go. Nudge ties her up. Ball will go to Tampa.
And if you notice, Jack, now the UT Spartans women suffered a blowout loss at Florida Southern. Since that loss, their defense has really picked up. Look how they extend. They're mirroring the ball. They just caused a jump ball on the tie-up by Dory Naj, which led to the UT possession. They're really making a concerted effort to play hard on both ends, especially starting with the defensive end.
Sullivan with the bank, 2-0 Tampa. Took almost 2.5 minutes for either team to strike on the board. Inside, and they return the favor with Daniels. John Reynolds said it's call her Kiki.
Yep.
Abney eyes a 3. It's on the way, and it's good.
That's a good sign for her.
Top of the key, Vita Kanate wide right. Bonilla with the board.
I like that as you said, wide right, is that came into big play, switching sports between University of Miami and the Florida State Seminoles.
That's right. Was that, who was the kicker? I can't remember now.
Oh, no, I don't remember his name, but rest in peace, Bobby Bowden. Great coach, great man.
Nice drive. Sullivan pushing it. Nobody stopping her. Lofts it over to Nudge, but taken away.
It's nice that she had the idea to be selfish, but she could have kept going herself because nobody had stopped her.
Paulin. Inside. Vadakunate, she backs it out. Stranger Johannesson on the three, no good. Nodge, good. Yep. And I think they called it a 2. Yeah, that is a 2, but quickly, John Reynolds wants a timeout. So with 5:51 to go, we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching on TampaSpartans.tv. Florida Tech. Top of the key. Stolen. Abney knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay Tech ball.
Good reflexes by Abney, as she's always, I think she's amongst the conference leaders in steals per game.
Paulin looks to drive on Abney. Kicks it back out to Daniels. Looks to fade away. Does. Misses ride.
Good defense by Antosh.
Yeah.
I guess this would be Coach Jesse's version of the Twin Towers.
There's a travel, unfortunately.
Antosh and Naj. I tell you this, they have a lot of length right now when you go across that front line.
Had a little wardrobe malfunction there, tying the shoe up. Busy day on campus today. Baseball going on at 3 o'clock, playing South Carolina Aiken. Softball going on behind this complex.
Yes.
And the lacrosse team was getting on a bus.
A lot of action. And kudos to Mr. Larry Marfiz, the athletic director here at UT, that makes it all happen.
Paulin looks to drive. Jumper inside the arc, hits it.
Good challenge. Good challenge, but the offense was just a little better than the defense that time.
Paulin, who hit that shot, is from Sweden, but is a transfer from Hillsborough Community College. So
okay.
She got to the Tampa area and stayed in this area. Pass to Antosh, lays it up and in. Nice look by Sullivan.
Yeah, Florida Tech, they have,
about half of international influence,
yeah.
I'd say.
I mean, as basketball has grown to be, I guess, behind soccer, one of the biggest international sports, so it's nice to incorporate the world into what you're doing.
Yep.
Give them opportunities to come abroad, and you learn about different cultures. You learn about different people. It makes the world, I mean, the world is a lot closer. I've never was in a fraternity, but my fraternity, I guess, would be the sport of basketball.
Yep. Well, I just counted it up. 10 of the 15 are international players.
Wow. I wish I could go to their countries and taste all the foods.
The one here who has not gotten in yet, though, is Anthony Savidan. Is from Larnaca, Cyprus. I spent 3 weeks in Cyprus.
Oh, wow.
Very interesting country. Loved it.
I've heard about it. I haven't had the pleasure of visiting.
It's an island in the middle of the Mediterranean.
Near Greece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audrey Ramsey now in, just missed the shot. Antosh fights for it, gets it to Abney. Free throw line jumper, good.
Yep. She won't get the point, she won't get the rebound, but her hustle kept that ball alive for the Spartans and allowed them to convert.
11-5 Tampa. Ramsey in for Sullivan.
Oh, yep.
Dory just got leveled, and they agree with it. Foul is on Daniels.
Yeah, tough play. I don't know if the Florida Tech players saw her or not, but nevertheless, but Dory, she's been like Timex this year, Jack. She takes a licking and she keeps on ticking.
Bonilla looks at a free throw line jumper, and she knocks it down. Spartans 6 of 10 so far today.
Yeah. And always a good sign when she gets off to a good start offensively, as she's been more of a distributor. And I think that's her 4th rebound.
Yeah. Ugan missing that shot. Bounce pass into Antosh. Fadeaway jumper. She hits.
Wow.
Antosh has 4 off the bench. Spartans have hit 7 of 11 shots to start the game and lead by 10. Steal by Antosh. Quickly up court to Abney. Couple dribbles, lays it up and in. 17-5. John Reynolds wants a timeout. Yes. For the second time today, he's seen enough of what's going on.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this. He does a good job, but there's only so much saving he can do through the timeouts. No disrespect meant, because they have to match the level of the Spartans right now as far as their play. And the turnovers created lead to easy offense. You definitely got to limit those, especially on the road.
So Spartans up 17-5. We'll just keep it here. Each team with 1 foul to this point. Tampa is 8 of 12 from the floor, whereas Florida Tech is 2 of 10.
Yeah, right now that's a great percentage. If I shot that for one single game, I would be very well pleased. 8 of 12.
As we said, men's basketball coming up after this game. I saw the first rankings for men's basketball came out, and the Spartans are listed as the number 4 team in the regional right now, which is good to see. They're tied for 3rd in the conference.
Yeah, that's really great. I mean, it's a big step up from last season.
Definitely.
Well, minus the COVID hiatus, or season before last.
Exactly. Roney to the corner. Ugan. Roney.
I tell you this lady, number 25, that just checked in, Dalma Eom from Hungary, she looks like she came to play today. She's up in there trying to establish herself.
Ramsey fouled on the drive. Nice pass by Nodge.
Yeah, she looks like she definitely is going to try to command her space down low.
Also into the lineup is number 2, Cheyenne Scott from London, England. And 25, as DeCarlo mentioned, is Dalma Ayam from Hungary. Ramsey gets that one to climb over. 18-5, so Spartans off and running early.
Like greyhounds.
Ramsey cool and calm. Hits them both.
Inadvertent whistle?
No, the shot clock is still on 30.
Oh.
That's my guess. They moved it to 27, and they inbound again. And Abney gets hit coming off a pick. I believe the foul is going to be on 11, Stranger Johannesson.
Yes, sacrificing her body for the team. Great take.
And I think we have a zone now from Florida Tech. Inside, taken away. A little bit too long on the pass. Here comes Scott. Dishes back. Stranger Johannesson knocks it down with the three.
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, it's smart. Smart coaching to switch up the tactics. You're down 18-5 with the in a man defense. So in switching it up, at least you get to slow down the UT attack. You have to change something if what you're doing isn't working.
Antosh with 6 points.
Wow.
All of them in the lane, but 2 nice little jumpers.
Yeah, she's shooting 100% on 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned to me that she was a 1,000-point scorer in high school, so she definitely has an offensive repertoire.
He had to have made a few baskets. Oh, she's really getting carried away now.
Okay.
She's feeling it. She's got a good shot, though.
Oh, yes, she does.
It's a good-looking shot.
She shoots like a guard when she's ready to.
Yep. And another off-ball call.
Right now, the Florida Tech players, they're beating themselves mostly, and it's tough on yourself when you do that on the road away from home because you're digging a ditch, and sometimes if it's too deep, it's hard to climb back out of it.
Sullivan back in the lineup for Tampa, replacing Aaron Antosh. And Maya Gusto in the lineup as well, replacing Aaliyah Abney. Neto also into the lineup. And again, John Reynolds helping me out here. It's Ayana Neda, he said, or Ned, I should say. He said, call her Yaya.
Okay.
Travel.
And another.
Self-inflicted at the moment.
Yeah, she's a senior from Woodbridge, Virginia. Virginia is definitely known as a athletic production area, whether it's basketball, football, baseball. I think Ralph Sampson is from Virginia.
Yes, he is. Ramsey eyes a three. Doesn't go down. At the end of the quarter, Roney just about knocked that one down, but we've made the first 10 minutes of play, and it is Tampa 21, Florida Tech 8. You're watching on TampaSpartans.tv. Second quarter underway. Ned with the ball. Florida Tech down 13. women's basketball, 4 10-minute quarters. Pass inside, back out. Ned looks at the three, drives the lane.
That's a nice matchup.
Yeah, she may be the same height. Let's check the roster. Nods with it.
They were listed as 5'3".
Huh, that might be if the wind's blowing, right?
Yeah. They look about the same height.
Yeah, they do. But
Both of them look very speedy and quick-like, so
yes.
This should be entertaining to watch.
Ned drives, stops, back out. Roney. Ugan looking. Shot clock down to 7. Roney drives, dishes back out to stranger Johannesson, and finally Ned from deep water knocks it down.
Yeah.
21-11 on the three-pointer.
Yeah, since this zone is, the zone has been the answer for Florida Tech so far. It's allowed them to cut into this UT lead.
Gusto, no good.
And that's exactly either offensive rebounds or knocking down some timely threes is the key against his zone.
Malia Sullivan blocks Ned's shot, but also got called for the foul with the body.
Good help. I like that, though. I mean, it's a productive foul. You don't want someone trying to abuse your point guard, so you come over in the help position. Unfortunately, she did get her with the body down low.
Ned to the free throw line. First one good. He's talking about the conference standings. The Spartans at 14-3, but they're being chased by Florida Southern and Eckerd. Florida Southern at 14-4. Eckerd at 13-4. So 2 of the 3 losses the Spartans have this year are to those 2 teams.
Yeah. Hopefully, the UT women will continue to front run. So that's it. Being first is a great feeling.
We're down to the last 3 games of the season, of the regular season. This game, and then there's St. Leo. That one rolls around, no good. St. Leo on Wednesday is the final home game. Stranger Johannes, or Vadakanate, I should say, with the ball. Dishes
Nice
out.
pass.
Paulin, no good. Bonilla and Ned scrapping for it. And they're saying a jump ball gives it to Tampa.
Well, but does that count as a rebound for Bonilla, maybe?
I'm not sure. Let's see what they do.
Yeah.
She's got listed as 4.
If it moves to 5, she'll be halfway to 10 in a quarter and a half. She definitely has a nose for the ball. I guess in football you would call her a ball hawk.
Yep. Spartans get in Eleanor Marcheski. That's her. And a zig instead of a zag there, and it goes out of bounds.
Little miscue. She'll make up for it.
Yes. Though that's already 6 turnovers for Tampa. Ned, top of the key, backs out. Probes, back out. Jumper on the way. No. Gusto with the rebound. Into Sullivan. She traveled, got a little running start. Boy, I tell you, that lane must have looked inviting because she was off and running.
I think she was waiting on the ball, and so she got the feet going like the Flintstones.
7 turnovers on Tampa now. Jump shot, Paulin, no good.
Right, and they better be careful with that because good and bad habits build, and you don't want to take a bad habit that won't hurt you maybe as much this game, but when you play a more superior opponent, it will definitely hurt you then.
And Sullivan's going to get called for the push. Dory missing the jump shot, but Sullivan trying to get rebound position. Knocked Paul into the ground with Shayla Wright Ponder coming in for Dory. Take that back. It was for Sullivan. And quickly into the lineup is Terry Battle. And she's coming in for Dory. No, I take that back. She's in for Wright Ponder, who I thought just came in. Ned outside the arc to Paulin. Roney, top of the key, shot on the way. No good. Nudge with the rebound. Spartan lead is 9. Into Terry Battle. Back out to Gusto. A lot of time, just 15 still on the shot clock. Gusto down the lane, stops, pump fakes, out, nudge, inside the arc, hits it.
It's almost like you want to yell layup when she shoots from about 15 feet because it's almost just as accurate with a high percentage.
Yep. Drive in the lane, foul called on the drive.
A little bit of chess match going on. Antosh in for Battle. And
Battle got called for the foul, so Antosh will come back in.
And Coach John Reynolds is going to be making a sub himself with Dalma. Eom coming in.
Vita Canade hitting that one, her first points of the day.
She's
hits them both.
Yeah. She's listed as 6'3", the same height as Dory, but she's almost like, she reminds me of, to put it in male basketball terms, she reminds me of like a Porzingis type player.
Yeah. Lead is 9 with 5:50 to go in the first half. Gusto trying to get her way through Ned, and finally Ned riding her down the lane gets called for the foul.
That was just a battle of wills.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't a play design. Gusto felt that she had something going, and she wasn't going to let the will of Ned outwill her. Shooting 2 free throws because of it.
So she will go to the line. Hits the first.
Nice stroke. I love her energy, and if you ever met her dad, you'd know where she gets it from. No disrespect to her mom.
Rattled that one out, though. 10-point lead. Here come the Panthers. Ned directing traffic. Outside to Stranger Johannesson. Back to Ned. Eyes at 3. On the way. High arcing shot. Abney, does she save it? Ooh. Yes.
She took her breaks to Midas because she stopped on a dime straddling the inline.
Gusto drives the lane. Dishes to Dory. Goes out of bounds. And they say it's off of Tampa.
I'll tell you this, that was 2 points had the defense not covered down, but good cover down by the Florida Tech defense to take away a sure layup.
5 minutes to go in the half. Call inside, away from the ball. It's on Gusto. And at 4:53 to go, we will take the under 5 timeout. Tampa on top, 24-14. 4:53 to go until halftime on TampaSpartans.tv.
It's telling them about.
Panthers inbounding the ball. Get it to Roney. Paulin looked at a three. Guarded by Marcheski. Shot clock to 5. To the side.
Got to get it up. Long three. Oh,
Good.
wow.
Knocked down by Ugan. And it's a 7-point difference. This is as close as Florida Tech has been since the first few minutes of this game.
Right.
Spartans had a 19-5 lead. Marcheski airballs it. Goes out of bounds. Tampa will keep it.
Yeah, it's the lack right now of three-point shooting has made the Florida Tech zone very effective. So once again, I say a great coaching adjustment by Coach John Reynolds.
Well, Abney hit the three, and it was the first or second the Spartans took today. Right. They are 1 of 7 for the game. Step back, no.
Good right rebound.
Marcheski cuts in and fouled.
I'll tell you this, see, now as you're going into the conference tournaments and getting later and you're thinking NCAA tournaments, don't want to look too far ahead. However, what's successful against you, other teams are going to scout to use as a tactic against you. So this, at least right now, UT will have some time to figure out how to attack a three-point zone, working on the shooting and seeing as teams figure that they would be able to prepare for UT by using a 2-3.
Marcheski 1 of 2 from the line. Lead is 8. Ugan from deep, no good. Abney grabs the ball off the floor.
I guess that was a heat check for her, so
yeah.
It's a little bit of hot and cold.
Inside, Dory Nudge lays it up and in. Dory now with 6 points on the day. Abney, the leading scorer, with 7. Antosh with 6 as well.
Yeah, very balanced scoring.
Nice little bounce pass, but caught AM by surprise and goes out of bounds. She's subbed 4, and it brings Vita Kanate back in.
And here comes Bonilla.
She sat for a few minutes.
Definitely not due to her play, but
right.
I guess the team was doing well, so if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Antosh also back in for Tampa. Nudge, skip pass to Abney. Launches a 3 from the corner and hits.
Yeah. When she's standing still and her feet set out there from three-point range, she's definitely a deadly three-point shooter.
Do they answer? No. Dory with the rebound. Your point center brings the ball up the court. Bonilla pounds the dribble. Pick from Antosh. Nudge inside the arc. This one doesn't fall.
Not that time. It still looked good, though.
Yeah, it does.
Marcheski is unfortunate. She was crashing for that missed shot. She stayed where she was.
Yeah, it was a long rebound.
But you're oftentimes scolded for not crashing the boards.
Paulin in the lane. Little hook shot, no good. Abney rebounds.
Good rebound.
That's her 4th.
Yeah, she's doing her rendition of Kayla Bonilla as far as skying for rebounds. Little weave picked by Antosh.
Antosh, little ball fake, back out. Bonilla, shot clock to 8. Nudge,
nice play.
Inside the arc, hits it.
She got knocked down. I thought she would have got the foul call, but nevertheless, I'm going to give her a nickname Timex, man. Take a look at her and keep on ticking. She's been on the floor twice
couple
already
times,
this
yeah.
game.
Spartans back to their biggest lead of 15. Had it cut to 7 a few seconds ago. In the lane, they call 3 seconds.
See what it is. It took them some time to adjust to the zone, but that's how it is when you change defenses. It's to slow the other team so you gain an advantage, and sometimes it could turn the tides.
Ramsey and Battle back into the Tampa lineup for Antosh and Nudge.
I'll tell you this, Ned really gets down on defense. She looks like she's a competitor.
Marcheski drives the lane, scoops it up too far. Terry Battle with the rebound, and they call a foul on, I think it's going to be on Vida Kanate. Bonilla to inbound.
Yeah, she doesn't look 6'3" when she's standing by herself, but when she's next to the other players, it's like, okay, I see it.
Yeah. Bonilla throws it away. 35 seconds to go in the half. Eisen 3, back out. Jumper on the way, short, rebound, Paulin lays it in. And Tom Jesse calls a timeout quickly. And he's going to make Tom Jesse's going to make a substitution. Danielle Delano quickly in, as they will start play without the shot clock, 23 seconds left in the half, holding on to a 13-point lead.
Yeah, smart sub by Coach. I think by subbing Delano in, I think he wants to put in another shooter, someone that can stretch the floor and also have the ability to drive, help bring the ball up in case Florida Tech tries any surprises with the little presses. Always playing chess, always being strategic.
Florida Tech coming back out on the floor. Bonilla will inbound. 94 feet to go for Tampa. Into Ramsey, back to Bonilla. Jogs across the timeline. 15 on the half. And they threw it away. Abney can't save it. Turnover.
Yeah, some miscommunication going on right there.
That's a high amount of turnovers at the half. That's 10th for Tampa. That's kind of what you want for a game. 10 seconds to go. Florida Tech will get a last shot.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, Jack. I wish I could be a fly on the wall, but they're going to hear about that at halftime.
2 seconds. Ned puts it up. It gets called for the offensive foul. A little push off as she tried to create space for the jumper. Tampa will have half a second. That's enough time to catch and shoot. We'll see what they can do. They're just going to let it run out. All right, we've reached halftime. Tampa holding on to a 32-19 lead. Tampa had a 21-8 lead at the end of the first quarter, and they play an even 11 points in the second quarter, and that's where we've reached halftime at 32-19. Aaliyah Abney was leading the Spartans with 7, but Dory Nudge added a few near the end here and has 11 at halftime. On the other side of the ball, the leading scorer is Ned. I take that back, is Paulin with 5, Ned with 4. We'll get you more stats a little bit closer to halftime, the end of halftime. But right now we'll take a break. You're watching this game on TampaSpartans.tv.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Welcome back to the Bob Martinez Center as we are at halftime of the Sunshine State Conference battle between the Tampa Spartans and the Florida Tech Panthers. At the half, Tampa, number one in the league, leading 32-19. Interesting, at halftime, the Spartans were back on the court shooting with 8 minutes to go. Florida Tech just now coming on the court with 1 minute to go. So a couple different locker rooms going on at halftime here. Jack Ike along with DeCarlo DeVoe. Men's basketball coming up at 4. Take a look at some of the stats for the first half. Caleb Bonilla with 2 points for the Spartans, 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Aaliyah Abney with 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Audrey Ramsey hit a bucket. Maya Gusto with a free throw. Dory Nudge. Now they've changed some of the scoring because before halftime, Dory had 11 points.
Right.
But now Abney has a few more, gave her a 3 and took it away from Dory.
Gotcha.
So Dory is down to 8. Not bad, though, but still down to 8 points on 4 of 6 shooting.
At least it doesn't cut into the lead.
Yeah, they didn't change the scoreboard, the team score, just changing some individuals. Malia Sullivan with 2. Marcheski has a basket. And Aaron Antosh nicely off the bench with 6 points for Tampa. On the other side for Florida Tech, Ned with 4, Stranger Johannesson with 3, Vadakanaite with 2, Ugan with 3, Paulin with 5, Daniels with 2. And that's all the scoring in this 32-19 game. Florida Tech with the ball to start the second half. On the drive, tipped away by Abney, out of bounds. Paulin to inbound to Roney. Guarded by Bonilla. Shot clock to 5. Looks for someone, finds Paulin. Little runner in the lane, leads to Daniels, and she missed the point blank shot.
She's going to wish she had that back and can do it over. There's no reset button, unfortunately.
Now to start the second half, Antosh in and not right Ponder.
Right.
Otherwise, the 4 of the original starters. Bonilla, free throw line jumper, in and out. Antosh fights for it, gets the rebound, saves it, but into the hands of Roney.
I'll tell you this, but Antosh,
she's been around the ball.
Yeah, she scored 6 points in 10 minutes, and she's responded pretty well.
This time Daniels got away from the defense and laid it in, and it's 32-21.
Yep, and it was right on that right side, so her wish came true. She did get a chance to do it over, but she scored this time.
Bonilla, no good. And that'll be a foul on Antosh.
Yeah, she's in the mix.
Yep. Roney across the timeline.
Tell you this, Kayla, like, it's hard to pick her. She moves around, like, she doesn't fight through the screen. She maneuvers around it, and she's right back in front of her opponent defensively. She's a competitor.
Right.
I wish they could have her for more than one season.
Paulin, top of the key. Roney, long 3, good.
Oh, wow, she shot that from Clearwater, Jack.
I know.
It would have been hard to get out on her.
It was on the Courtney Campbell Causeway at one point. That's her first bucket of the day. Cuts the lead to 8. Bonilla.
Good find.
Dory tries to split the gap between 2 players, and a foul is called. Might have got Daniels. No, they call it on 11, Stranger Johannesson.
What Dory is very good at, she attacks the shoulders at an angle. So rarely does she get called for offensive fouls. And she's always in a position to beat the defense by doing so.
Lost the ball out of bounds there, though. And the Panthers come back. Chance to cut the lead down below 8.
UT has 11 assists, but 12 turnovers.
Yeah, that's not the ratio you want. Paulin has it blocked by Abney, but they called a foul on the shot block for Abney. That'll be foul number 2. It's a shooting foul, so Paulin to the line. She has 5. Make it 6, 2 for 3 from the free throw line.
Yeah, Florida Tech, they got off to a slow start, but, through some coaching changes, substitutions, and
showing a little back to the zone, but this time they pick it up at half court.
They're making this a competitive game.
The lead is 6. It hasn't been that close for a while. Sullivan. Into Dory. Little ball fake. Has some room. Fouled on the way in by Daniels. Antosh coming out, Audrey Ramsey in, so the Spartans go a little bit smaller here.
Speed lineup. tell you this, 15 from
Ugan back in.
Yeah, from Norway. She it's, switching style and tactics between her and Kiki. Kiki is more of an inside player. She hangs out around the arc, so it definitely makes coaching a lot more fun when you use so many contrasting styles and different players.
7-point Tampa lead. Back out to Ugan. Can she drive the lane? Has to kick it out.
She's done that one-handed pass cross court after driving the baseline several times, and she's accurate with it. Her ball control skills are on par.
Sullivan, nice left hand, up and in.
Wow.
That was not a freeze frame.
I know.
The ball just stayed up there.
Right, like someone hit the pause button.
Yeah. 35-26 with that basket. Inside. Vita Canade off the glass, no good. Abney rebounds. And then she loses it, gets it back, and quickly shovels it to Bonilla.
Be careful. That ball is like a precious gem. You don't want it in the hands of the wrong person.
Sullivan drives the lane, blocked on the way up. Spartans will retain possession.
I tell you this, Johansson from Norway, showing that 6-foot frame. Looks like she has about a 6'3" wingspan.
Yeah. Shot clock to 7, though. I don't see if the Spartans remember. Sullivan with 3. Need to shoot off the glass, and that one did not fall, but Dory rebounds. Abney for 3. Won't go.
A little short.
Roney tries to drive on Bonilla, caught her own shot, and it goes out of bounds.
I think it's almost every team's tactic that when you have a one-on-one against Bonilla to test her, because she's more diminutive as far as her size and stature. However, she's rarely not up to the task.
Right. Ramsey gets called reaching over on Paulin.
Paulin is like, why did you call that? I had a clear shot.
You have to wait before you make calls.
Right.
See if what's going to happen. Paulin to Roney.
My thought is more so if the defense gains an advantage on the foul,
yeah,
you're more inclined to call it as an official. If there's no clear-cut advantage gained, you kind of let it play on.
Sullivan with a little stutter step. They called her for palming. And with 4:55 to go in the third quarter, we will take the under 5 timeout. Tampa 35, Florida Tech 26 on TampaSpartans.tv.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Florida Tech to inbound. Down 9. Half of the third quarter to go. Ugan looking to go inside. Stays outside. Three on the way, hits the rim, tipped away, into the hands of Vadakanaite. She missed, and the Spartans come away with it.
I'll say this, A for the block out by Audrey Ramsey, but you still have to go and try to get the ball. That's what allowed the tip out by the person that she was boxing out.
Inside to Dory. She finds Abney on the cut, lays it up and in.
Nice sequence. Very nice sequence. And the reverse layup was also challenged by Abney. So nice finish, nice play. I love watching. Like I said, these young women are like a basketball sorority. They all feel and feed off each other and help each other do well. Missed
shot by Stranger Johannesson. Spartans come the other way with the 11-point lead. Ooh. Bonilla.
Oh, I was hoping she shot it. Nice patience, though.
Bonilla, Ramsey, lobs it to not far enough, and that will immediately get Maya Gusto into the lineup. Nice little assist on the play, and Paulin scored.
Lead cut
Dory
to 9.
Finds Ramsey off the glass and in.
Yeah, that helps her make up for the turnover on the back cut.
But Tom Jesse will still not call Maya Gusto back to the bench.
No, I don't think so. I think she should have shot the ball.
Yeah. Dory slips, goes down, and the layup is good by Roney.
That cuts the lead to 9.
3 minutes to go in the quarter. Abney on the way with the three. Back of the rim, no good. Out of bounds, it'll be Tampa ball.
And that was created by the pursuit of Caleb Bonilla trying to get that offensive rebound. She forced the defender to just have to tip it out.
Yeah, Stranger Johannesson normally would have just had it come into her hands, but she knew she was getting some backside pressure. So Bonilla will inbound for Tampa. Into Sullivan, bounces once, fouled on the way up.
That's very productive. Anytime you can get a score or free throws off an inbounds play, it's a definite advantage. Some teams just look to let's get the ball in play. No, we always attack off the inbounds. That's what I mean, Coach Schmidt really bred it into us. If you're not attacking, you're losing. That was the mentality. So, I mean, and that's kind of how I train. But you have to attack smartly, not haphazardly or out of control.
Sullivan hits one of 2 free throws there. She has 5 on the day now. Shot tipped up. Bonilla will get a rebound.
That's now 7 rebounds for Bonilla.
Yeah. She's not scoring like previous days. She had a double-double earlier this year, which we found amazing that she led the team with 10 rebounds.
No.
Sullivan bounces it out of bounds, and it'll be Florida Tech ball.
The fact that points are scored in 2s and not 1s, if she gets the 10 rebounds, she still may have a chance to get a few buckets and get a double-double.
She hasn't shot that much today, though.
No, just 1 of 4 so far. And every shot she's taken has been good shots.
Abney fights for the rebound, tips it to Dory. Quickly up to Sullivan, inside to Gusto, fouled, and she goes up for the shot.
Abney has 5 rebounds, Antosh has 5 rebounds, Dory has 6 rebounds, and Bonilla leading at 7 rebounds.
Well, the rebound totals way in favor of Tampa, 35 to 19.
Almost double.
Yeah. With Shayla Wright Ponder in now for Malia Sullivan. Gusto hits.
She hit the first one last time. Let's hope she caps this off and goes 2 for 2 at the line.
And she does. Spartans now 8 of 12 from the line today.
They shot that in the first quarter, right?
Yeah.
Where at one point they were 8 of 12 from the field.
Yeah.
How ironic.
Pass inside to Am. She loses it, kicks it out to Scott, taken by Gusto behind the
nice
back.
Ball
And
handling.
she's got a little run going here.
Nice ball handling to
And
get
she
out of that.
brings it back out. Bonilla around the top of the key to Abney. Off the pick from right Ponder. Inside to Dory. Off the glass, won't go. And she'll get called for the foul there.
Unfortunate. She left that left-handed layup just a little bit short. She tried to attack the offensive glass and ran into the defensive player, crashing down.
That's the first foul on Dory.
This has been a well officiated and pretty clean game.
Yes. Paulin. Scott. Back to Paulin. Tries to drive the lane. A little runner up. Laid up too hard. Rebound to Am. And she lays it in.
Ian was Johnny on the spot.
Am knocking that one home, picking it out of the air. Does that go as an assist?
Right. And she's only a freshman. I think she's going to develop into an interior force in this conference.
Right Ponder, aggressive left hand.
Oh yeah, I once she gets her locomotive running,
yeah,
there's not too much that can stop that.
That's her
force and
first
power
basket
that
of
she
the
has.
game.
Yeah.
She averages about 13. Quarter just about down. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Roney outside the arc now drives, throws up a wild runner and banks it in at the buzzer. Roney knocked it down. That's her 7th point of the game and makes it a 44-34 third quarter game. Tampa on top by 10. We'll take a break.
Mental and emotional uplift. to
Right.
see.
One quarter to go. Tampa on top by 10. Tampa inbounds as we start quarter number 4. Jack Ike along with DeCarlo DeVoe, bringing you all the home games. Gusto inside to right Ponder, tipped away from her. And I think she thought it hit her, and I think it did. It was tipped away by Ugan, but I think it went off of right Ponder's hand, and then she had to try to track it down a little bit too late.
Slight hesitation.
Top of the key, working it around.
Tell you this, this
Go
is
inside
a nice
to Ugan.
matchup because she's nowhere near afraid of the physicality of right Ponder. In fact, she's trying to invite it.
Pass to Dory and another turnover. Scott in the corner. Long three. Wedges. That's a freeze frame.
Wow. I guess they need a broomstick.
DeCarlo, we need you to get out there and go jump and get that. Tyler Wilson offering to come jump and get it. Here he comes.
He wants to show off.
Former Spartan player, yes.
Good job.
He's like, wait, I can do it. Let me show I've got it still. Tyler Wilson, a couple years removed from the program. And off the inbound. 44-34, Tampa by 10.
I tell you this, in my years of playing, I've shot some shots, but I've never had one get stuck like that.
Really?
In fact, I remember down here on the close end to where we are near the entrance, I dunked backwards. The ball went through the net, but as I swung, my momentum took me under the net. The ball hit my head and came back out. I didn't realize what happened. Coach Schmidt is going off on me, and he subbed me out of the game, and I got a tech for hanging on the rim. All the while, I thought the ball went through. He thought I was hot dogging, but I had the ability to do something a little differently, so I tried, and it was a blooper.
Abney got fouled on the drive, hits the free throw. Leading all scorers, only scorer in double digits. It's a low-scoring game for both teams. Spartans average 67 points on the year, so they'd have to really pound the pavement here to get to that mark.
20 behind that pace right now.
Scott on a drive taken away by Bonilla, and she just walks it out of bounds.
Very nonchalantly.
Said, you don't have it anymore.
Right. Like, hey,
I do.
You forgot this.
Scott, though, inbound. Setting up a little line on the left side of the lane.
I like how UT is packing in the zone to push everything out.
Scott directs a little traffic. Comes off a pick from Daniels. That pick is gone. Paulin trying to drive on Gusto, and Gusto took one to the chops, I think.
I'll tell you this, she definitely made that convincing. Good take for the team. Anytime you could get your teammate to sacrifice their body for the good of the team, that's always great.
Zone again.
2-3.
John Reynolds willing to switch that around, and they call Dory for the charge. That'll be her second.
Yeah, that's a rare occurrence to see her pick up an offensive foul.
Scott, top of the key. Looks to drive the lane. No shot. Back out. Long shot by Ugan. Ugan. Won't fall. To the corner. Gusto passes it up. Goes inside to Dory. Lays it up. And in. And fouled.
Yeah, she wanted that ball back to make up for picking up that offensive foul on the previous possession.
That gets her to double digits, her 11th point. Right Ponder out, Malia Sullivan back in at the 7:47 mark. And she hits it, completes the three-point play, lead back to 15.
We call that three the old-fashioned way.
This equals the largest lead of the game. Paulin looks to drive on Gusto, scoops it up in the lane and in.
That was a nice.
Gusto calls out a play behind the back, kicks it out to Abney. Abney scoops through the lane, lays it up too hard. Tipped away by Dory, though, and the Spartans get a new count.
I tell you this, when Gusto gets it going, she's a really nifty ball handler.
Bonilla lobs it into Dory, tries to drive the baseline, kicks it out to Gusto, saves it to Bonilla. And Bonilla can't get it to go.
It would have been nice if they capped that off with a score, but nevertheless, a great sequence of events for the Spartans.
Paulin can't get it to fall into the hands of Sullivan. And Gusto will just reset everything. Lobs it into Dory. Little ball fake, fouled on her way up and in.
Wow.
And Dory will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, these next 2 points should probably get her to her scoring average.
Dory averaging 11.7 on the year, so has climbed above her average.
Yep.
Abney at 14 points. And she averages 13.5. The only person who's going to be short of their average today, more than likely, is Lashea Wright-Ponder. Spartans with 4 players averaging double digits. 15-point lead, 6 minutes to go in the game. Daniels, top of the key. Scott. Stranger Johannesson missing, and controlling the rebound is Scott. Outside Roney, deep three, won't go. And another rebound for the Panthers.
Yeah, they're fighting. They're trying to stay alive in this game, trying to cut this lead and see if they can pull an upset. Not impossible, but maybe it's improbable.
Shot clock to 5. Roney, top of the key, drives on Bonilla. Just kind of a runaway runner there. Doesn't go.
Oh, nice setup.
Outside to Abney. Step back, 3. Front of the rim, no good.
A little short. Thought they had something going to the basket, but
Daniels. Paulin. Shot clock to 5 again. Running it deep. Roney. Scott. She's going to have to shoot. She's not going to get it off in time.
Nope.
That is shot clock violation. Boy, you could hear the bench counting it down from up here, but they didn't seem to react to it down there. We've made it to 4:39. That's going to be the under 5 timeout. So we'll take a break. 51-36. Tampa leads by 15.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Baseball for me just kind of was the glue that kept my family together. I feel like I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
Leading 51-36, 4:39 to go in the game. 15 is the biggest lead of the game. They've held it a number of times. Has been cut to 6. I think it may have been down to 5 at one point. Spartans content to work it around now. Gusto. Long possession here. Shot clock down to 9. Dory. Everybody just walked away from her. She steps in and she goes down again. Now is that on Daniels or Dory?
No, it's on Florida Tech.
Daniels,
yep. She fouled
and
out.
Daniels is fouled out. Well, I tell you, anybody who's playing the post against the Spartans, though, they're going to pick up some fouls.
Yeah, it's a tough.
If you're guarding Dory, Antosh, Wright
Shayla,
Ponder,
yep.
there's a lot of
and then you
people
add,
with skills.
Sullivan.
Yeah. There's a lot of people with some skill sets out there. So that will be the 5th foul on Florida Tech as well. So Tampa will be shooting free throws with this foul.
It's a good way to close out a game, knowing that you're in the double bonus. That way you can stay aggressive. If you have nothing else going and working for you offensively, you can go and be aggressive and maybe pick up a foul if you're stopped.
The one thing the women's game has with the 4 quarters is the fouls reset every quarter, and on the 5th foul, it's the double bonus. There is no 1-and-1 in women's basketball.
I know some people don't like it. Some people do like it. It's just contrasting styles. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. But nevertheless, it's still basketball, and I'm going to like it either way.
A friend of mine who's at the game today was at a women's and men's games a couple weeks ago, and he watched the women's game, and then he said the men's game, he said at one point he remarked to himself, how long is this quarter in the men's game? He said he's not a huge basketball fan. He said, I went home and Googled it and found out it's 20-minute halves.
Right, right.
Said you could have asked.
That's funny.
Every other version of basketball plays quarters. Sullivan off the glass, won't go, fights for the rebound, but into the hands of Stranger Johannesson.
Well, what you just said is a good observation, Jack. So only men's NCAA basketball continues to play
halves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe for them it's about tradition, but
right.
Hey, so at some point, if the change is for the better, I say make it.
Back into a man-to-man. Abney, free throw line jumper, good. 17-point lead, biggest of the game. Down to 3 minutes to go, so now it's just a matter of what the final score will be. The Spartans will pick up their 15th conference win, their 24th win of the season. That's a lot of steps and up and in, and they do agree with me.
Tell you this. Yeah, 15 wins alone in your conference, that's a lot. So they're well over 20 wins for the season.
Well, we can hear John Reynolds from up here, and he's telling the refs they're not doing a good job.
I feel his pain.
Yeah,
Jack.
But when you're down 17, I don't know if the refs have been a 17-point difference.
Understood.
But frustration. One of the good guys in the conference.
Yeah, and I say it. Every now and then, well, not every now and then. I've had my, many beefs with officials during my years of playing, both collegiately, high school, every level. They're in a tough position.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people have asked me about officiating before, and I turned down because it's like if I'm running up and down, I want to be playing.
I want the ball in my hands.
Right, no disrespect. But you're in a position where you're never really applauded, but you're always highly scrutinized.
Yes. Yep.
No one ever says, man, that they never put on a highlight. That ref made a great call.
Yep. And they usually say the best refs are the ones you don't know who they were.
True.
You don't want to know their names too much. On the cut, back out. Paulin for 3. No good. Sullivan hustles it down court. To the corner to Gusto. Marcheski. Two minutes to go in the game. Spartans by 18 now. Shot clock to 12. Bonilla can't get it to crawl over. And Sullivan steals it and puts it back in.
Yep, she was like, look what I found. Picked it up and put it in.
She just hung around under the basket. Got the rebound. Paulin. She made one of those already on the left-handed drive. Terry Battle with the rebound. And a timeout. I think just a stoppage of play to get some subs in. Now, that's an odd time to do that, don't you think?
Yep.
Stop on a fast break?
I want to see what I got going. Yeah, here's the freshman, Rory O'Hara from Kentucky. I guess she's going to be one of the future mainstays of UT women's basketball.
Also coming in, Jada Hall.
So Danielle Delano in, as you said, and Rory O'Hara. All the starters are out of the game for Tampa as we go to a minute and a half left in the game. O'Hara, Gusto, inside to Battle, off the glass and rolls it in.
Nice. And I'll tell you this, Terry Battle is a solid interior player also.
She is too, and she's battled through injuries her whole career here. You can see that her both knees are not necessarily braces, but heavily covered.
Yep. Extra support.
Well, I think the right knee has been surgically repaired. 60-41, 53 seconds to go. Ned back into the game, guarding Gusto. And a little tussle going on inside. I think they got Battle with a push.
She had a mismatch on Ned, and Gusto was looking to throw a bounce pass. She should have just threw it up, because of about a 5-inch height advantage. Probably a foot.
Long three on the way. Off the rim, no good. Gusto with the rebound, spins her way out of trouble.
Yeah, that was a very interesting rotation on the ball with the shooter from Cyprus. And I think it's Anthe.
Yeah.
Yeah, her rotation was more like a globe.
Yeah.
The way a globe would spin.
Spartans going to let it run out. And there it is. Tampa with a 60-41 win and will hold on to first place in the Sunshine State Conference with 2 games to go. Tampa now 15-3, 24-5 for all games this year. Florida Tech 1-17 and 3-20 for the season. Again, we mentioned that Spartans at 15-3, leading Florida Southern at 14-4, and Eckerd at 13-4. It's second place in the conference. For Tampa today, leading scorer Dory Nudge and Aaliyah Abney, both with 16 points. Gusto had 3, Battle had 2, Marcheski 1, Bonilla 3, Ramsey 4, Wright Ponder 2, Sullivan with 7, and Antosh with 6. Spartan shot 43% from the floor, only 18% from three-point range. But, interesting thing about the three-point shots, they ended up 2 of 11, but they kind of went away from it late and said it's not working, so let's just pound it inside.
That's not what they do. Mm-hmm. That's not their MO. It's the mid-range and the post game.
On the other side of the ball, Ned had 4, Ayam had 2, Shaban 3, Stranger Johannesson with 3, Vaticanate with 4, Daniels with 4, Ugan with 3. Leading all scorers for the Panthers is Paulin with 11 and Roney with 7. They shot only 26% from the floor, 22% from 3, and 75% from the free throw line. So Tampa wins it. They will play Wednesday night at 5:30. When St. Leo comes to town, it will be senior night as it's the final home game of the regular season. Men's game coming up in about 30 minutes, so stay with us. This has been Tampa Spartans basketball on TampaSpartans.tv.